Walmart Distribution Center in Brundage is now hiring. We've extended our $2,000 signing bonus until the end of January 2022. And you can go back to school with our Live Better You program. Apply online today.
Our community is the driving force behind our stores. Our commitment to you has been our #1 priority for over 30 years. Whether it is providing quality, fresh, local, and affordable products or aiding local schools, churches, and charities, Piggly Wiggly is here for you.
I wish you could taste how much better food tastes when cooked on a Green Mountain grill. But I can let you in on the reason that's true. Our pellets contain water, so they create steam while you cook, keeping your food moist. Does a gas or charcoal grill do that? I think not.
Come and see us at Southern Grill and Patio, just off the square in Troy.
Need a camera. Good morning and welcome to Today in LA. I'm Mike Amos speaking to you from the Troy Cable Vision, or the located on South Brundage Street in Troy, Alabama. And of course, we're getting started with a lot of news out of Auburn. What is happening at Auburn? Are they after their coach again? Ladies and gentlemen, we don't know all the facts or all the fiction as we speak to you this morning, but there is rumor that the Auburn Tigers there's some question about their coach, and the student body is so-called supporting the coach, and then there are players that are not supporting the coach. In fact, as many as 20 players have left the program, and we need to find out this morning. We don't know for sure what's going on, and it's something of real interest brewing on the plains in Auburn right now. And of course, some of you folks that know the Auburn program better than we do, please call in and let us know. Our telephone number is 334 area code 670 0052. That'll get you right into this telephone on our set here. Of course, we coming to you, like I said earlier, live from our studios on South Brundage Street in Troy, and of course we're exciting about Troy basketball. They went over in Georgia this weekend and took one from Georgia Southern and another from Georgia State in two big victories in the Sun Belt Conference. So we'll be talking about that this morning too. We're waiting on Bill Rice and waiting on Mike Amos. We're expecting him calling in from Grayton Beach, and maybe Mike Amos will have some information about Auburn and what is going on. Does this pertain to recruiting? Does it pertain to the COVID shots that are not been made by the Auburn coach over there? Is he still under fire for that? It's a lot of things that are happening on the plains right now that we don't know. Of course, they were supposed to have had a good recruiting year already, but we don't know. We don't know if a lot of those players now have left the program. We will hopefully find out more about it. Of course, as we said, Auburn, the basketball program at Auburn is moving around very good, and of course they won again, this time against Georgia by only 2 points. So Georgia gave them fits, but Auburn found a way to win, and that's all that counts in the W's and the L's right here on this show. We appreciate Earl's Glass this morning being one of our prime sponsors, and Rusty Earl on, and there we are, Cuspier. How are y'all bringing this brand new cable vision right here to our studios on South Brundage Street? We appreciate them very much for supporting our show. And of course, tell us what's going on. We're waiting on maybe, let's see, we've got a dial tone, so we're waiting for some calls from some of these folks that's supposed to be in the know. Of course, the show is brought to you by Goldfinger. Ladies and gentlemen, the best chicken in town is at Goldfinger, located right here on South on our bypass right here in Troy. It's delicious fried chicken at Goldfinger. Of course, we're going to also mention Jean's Flowers for sending flowers across the country, across the world. They can do it from Jean's Flowers right here in Troy. And of course, we want to mention the Circle Insurance located in downtown Ozark, and my good buddy Sam Judah runs that very nice insurance store right here in Ozark. Of course, want to say hello to all the folks at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines, and of course they have their show today, brought to you by Jeffrey Bennett and all the great folks at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines. Looking for a career in the trucking industry? No better place than Wiley Sanders Truck Lines right here in Troy. Of course, we want to also mention our good friends at Sandbuck Insurance. Denny Sanford's been in the business a long time in this area, and of course, if Daddy was in it prior to him, and now Denny Sanford has stores in in Enterprise and Andalusia for your convenience, and of course, a great insurance company right here in Troy, Alabama. It's Sandbuck Insurance on the square in Troy. Of course, several things are going on in the sports world. Again, we're looking at basketball scores, and as we mentioned earlier, that Auburn found a way to beat Georgia. It wasn't easy. Everybody talk about how bad Georgia's basketball team is. Well, I'll tell you this, they beat Alabama, and they could have very well beat Auburn. But Auburn, as I said, like all great teams, they found a way to beat you, and they did. Of course, right now I want to mention a few things going on in our community, too. And, of course, we've got Charles Henderson basketball is just shooting lights out right now, and they're looking the earliest rankings, statewide rankings. Charles Henderson High School of Troy ranks number 4 in the state. The boys do 9-5 on the season. They are followed by, of course, the number 1 team, Lee of Huntsville, Winona. These are Birmingham schools, Ramsey, and then Charles Henderson. But right behind Charles Henderson is a great program in John Carroll, and then, of course, Pike Road. Carroll of Ozark is ranked 7th, and that's a look at some of the rankings. We've got a call coming in here right now. Good morning. You're on Today in L.A. How you doing? You know, of course, the people at C Spire, we appreciate them very much, bringing us our show right here from South Grundy Street in Troy, and of course all over the country, Mike, on Facebook. What do you think?
Yeah, it's great to be with C Spire, and great to be at Troy Trojans right now. I mean, the men and women's basketball programs are having their best seasons together, combined in years. Talking to you about it yesterday, but looking forward to the Sun Belt basketball tournament in Pensacola coming up here in about 3 or 4 weeks.
Yes, and right now Troy's, I would say they're in it. If, you know, I don't know what seed they'll get it.
Definitely in it, but I mean, this team right now, the way they're playing, has a legitimate chance to win it.
Of course, they went on the road and they beat Georgia Southern this past Saturday, and then they beat Georgia State, who I think's normally the top team in the conference, Mike, and they beat them pretty good, didn't they?
Yeah, I mean, Georgia State had some COVID issues, so they missed some games due to that. But they were a 7-point favorite against Troy. Troy won 4, and then against Georgia Southern, Troy won by 9, which they
had their play, yeah.
Hard time playing at Georgia Southern. So Troy right now is 16-7. And has at least 4 home games left. Troy's got a really good chance of winning 20 games this year.
That is great.
Even before the tournament.
That is great.
So that's hard to believe that Coach Cross has turned it around this much. You know, they only won 11 games last year. Troy will play Arkansas State on Thursday night at 6 p.m. at Trojan Arena, and then they'll turn around and play Little Rock at Trojan Arena at 4 o'clock on Saturday. And Saturday is when they're going to honor the 258 team. The 58 points. Coach Macer and Coach Felix and a lot of those former players will be in town. That's
going to be a lot of fun. We're going to have a hard time explaining to our own coaching staff how do you score 258 points in a game, but then at the same time, how do you give up 147 points in a game? Well, good question marks on both sides.
You've got the Sun Belt tournament from March 2nd to March the 7th, so they'll start on a Wednesday and end on a Monday night.
Yeah, well, that sounds like a lot of fun. You're right. Playing the conference tournament in Pensacola, Florida, and Mike, I know we've got some recruiting to talk about, but first of all, before we get going with anything, Michael, what's happening at Auburn? Are we seeing? I mean, I've heard 2 or 3 people say they might be looking for a new coach. Have you heard that?
Well, I mean, you hear rumors floating around that.
But I mean, a new coach that hadn't been there a year.
Apparently, Hartson's had a lot of issues with players. You know, there's been, I think, 12 to 14 players transfer out. Numerous players that played for Hartson have complained about the kind of person he is. So the president's had to get involved. Alan Green, the athletic director's had to get involved, interviewing players or talking to players. Of course, you've had a lot of coaches leave as well. Doesn't look good, but you know, it's just one of those type things that I think Alan Green, the athletic director, and the president, you know, I don't know if they can handle the fact that they hire a guy, he only makes it 1 year, loses his last 5 games. I mean, I'm sure they're going to give Harsin the benefit of the doubt, try to do all they can to keep him.
Oh boy, I tell you, is this serious business, Mike? I mean, you know.
Here's business. ESPN wrote numerous articles. AL.com wrote numerous articles. Yeah, I mean, it's about as bad as you can get, and still keeping your job.
Man, and you know, I've always thought that.
Where's Rock at today? You saw it?
I don't know. He must have slept in. But we're ready. Me and you are for a big day, and of course, you know.
I watched Jordan Spieth choke away a golf tournament yesterday.
Yeah, I know it.
He was going to win that tournament. Some Tom Hoagie guy out of nowhere decides he's going to make 4 birdies on the back 9 and shockingly beat Spieth. I was really pulling for Spieth. I watched that shot off the cliff he made. Everybody all over the world was talking about how they never would have hit that shot.
He actually put his life on the line when he hit that shot. You know, that was a dangerous shot. Probably the most dangerous shot that I can ever remember in the golf tournament, where a guy actually might have put his life on the line to make a golf shot.
Yeah, Spieth shot 63 on Saturday, and then on Sunday he was leading the whole day until he gets to the 17th hole. He a little par 3, and it looked like he was going right to the pin and went to the sand trap, and Spieth made a really bad putt. Really bad chip shot onto the green. I mean, he was only 4 feet away, but it was a downhill, and you could tell it was going to have a lot of movement to it. He missed it bad. And then after that, he doesn't even birdie the easy par 5 to finish up. And then you knew it was over. All that Hoagie guy had to do was par.
Mike, tell him about the shot that could have cost him his life.
Well, I mean, he was just hit a ball going off towards the cliff, and you know, had to make a decision if he was going to hit it or not, and got up to the cliff and basically, you know, made it where his momentum took him backwards instead of forward. If he would have gone forward, he'd gone over the cliff. Instead, he hit the ball.
And we're not exaggerating. We're not exaggerating. It was a shot that could have cost Spieth not only the match, but maybe his life. Is that am I being premature here?
I don't think he would have died, but I mean, I think he could have definitely had serious.
Did you notice how deep that canyon was? I guarantee you know what I mean. it's an unreal golf course, and that hole alone is right next to the canyon, and it was a heck of a shot, and he made the shot.
That's my biggest regret is that's one of my favorite courses of all time. And we went there when Troy was playing in the bowl game. We saw Pebble Beach, but it was on a rainy day. I wish to goodness I could have been out there on a sunny day, because it looks like the most beautiful course ever.
Well, I bought a lot of shirts and tie and visors and hats. I bought a lot of those though, didn't I?
Cantlay was in it too, and he kind of faded too. So the two big names that you thought were going to win it didn't win it. So kind of crazy. Also, I was watching the tournament over in Saudi Arabia that all the big names played in. This guy named Harold Barner beat your favorite Bubba Watson. Bubba Watson was up by one stroke on the last hole, and Barner had 90 feet for eagle. So he was just hoping to get it close where he could, put it in for birdie. The guy hit a 90-foot putt to win the tournament.
And he beat Bubba. He beat Bubba.
Yeah, he beat Bubba.
That's who he had to beat to win the tournament.
Yeah, out in Saudi Arabia. No, that's where all the big names played. Steve and Cantlay were the only big names that did play the tournament.
Yeah.
They're paying big time money for these guys to go play over in Saudi Arabia in tournaments.
So who wins it? Who is the guy that wins it? Was the American?
Kind of a no-name named Harold Barner.
Harold.
But yeah, he beat Bubba Watson. Bubba Watson had won a tournament in a long time. I'm sure that broke Bubba's heart.
Yeah, his name's if he would have missed the putt, would Bubba have won the tournament?
Well, no, they were probably going to a playoff, because all he had to do was birdie to go to a playoff. But the guy made a 90-foot eagle.
I know. Oh boy.
Who makes a 90-foot eagle putt?
Not many people. Not many people. His name was Harry.
On the last hole to win it.
Yeah, on the last hole. Poor Bubba. And I like old Bubba. He's my favorite. But now his last name was Barber?
Barner.
Barner, okay.
Yeah, he's an African-American golfer.
Okay, man, that's fantastic.
He's a guy that has been playing for years and has never actually won on the PGA Tour, but he won the Australian Open, and now he's won the Saudi event, which is
well, that's fantastic, yeah.
Bubba Watson played well. You got to think when you're up one shot, and a guy putting a 90-foot eagle, if you get worse, you're going to a playoff.
Yeah, I know it. Well, did you watch much of the tournament? Was Bubba hitting it a long ways?
I watched a little bit of it. They had on the golf channel. They were playing in Saudi Arabia, so the times were all over the place on that. But,
that was called the Saudi Open, or what was it called?
I definitely watched Pebble Beach. But I will say I can understand why golfers want to play in Pebble Beach, because you got all these billionaires and all these celebrities wanting to play with you, but then you got to watch them hit these horrible shots.
I know it.
And the horrible putts. And it's got to be a distracting factor, especially when you're coming down the stretch trying to win it.
Well, did you see Clint? Was Clint in it, Mike? Was he around?
I saw Bill Murray. I didn't see Clint. I don't know if Clint played. Yeah, Clint's in his 90s.
He's in his 90s now. Golly, but he still holds his dignity. He still is a strong man, even in his 90s.
But fun to watch golf over the weekend. Of course, Auburn shockingly has to win pretty much at the buzzer to beat Georgia.
Oh yeah.
6 games all year in basketball, so that was a surprise over the weekend. Alabama shot 25% against Kentucky and got beat by 11. In Tuscaloosa, 66-55, by far the worst.
Two out of 30 something, Mike, from the three. It was unbelievable poor shooting.
Yeah, I was shocked how bad they played. It's one of those type things where Alabama's going to make the tournament because they've got about 5 wins against the top 15, but right now they got a losing record in the SEC.
Now,
the Troy wins over the weekend in women's basketball. The women's team's now 17-7, 8-2 in conference. They're tied with the University of Texas, San Antonio, for the best lead in the conference, best record in the conference.
What is that? Overall, they're 17-7.
This is the girls. Yeah, the girls are 17-7 in the men. When's the last time that happened?
Men are 18-7.
No, the men are 16-7. The
Oh.
girls are 17-7.
Oh, I got you. And they look real good. The key to the tournament is getting a good seed. Who are the teams now? This team Troy plays Thursday night. Is Arkansas State? They're the number one team in the conference, are they?
App State's number one in the conference.
Oh, App State. Okay, not Arkansas State. App State.
Troy's already beat App State, though.
I know it. Okay. Now, how good is Arkansas State?
I'll have to find their record.
Going in, I've got it going into the weekend. Was Arkansas State was number 2 in the conference going into the weekend, and they were 5-2 in the conference. Played 4-5 on the season. That was going into this weekend. I don't know how they did.
Yeah, I'll try to find it.
Yeah. Mike Amos calling in from Grayton Beach, Florida, and of course we know Bill Rice this morning. We don't know whether he slept in or something, or he's having trouble getting here, but I'm sure we will hear from him shortly. Of course, looking at the conference, Mike, I don't know how everybody did this weekend, but it looks like Troy will jump really second, number 2 with a wins over Georgia State and Georgia Southern. So we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
Right here, right now. It's the Premier Super Truck Sale. 1,500, 2,500, 3,500, and even a 4,500. Ram, Ford, Chevy, GMC. Over 55 trucks. Super Truck Sale price. Save up to $10,000 on select models. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Shipping Wars is back and bigger than ever.
More work, more money.
These shippers have a long road ahead. Who will come out on top?
If we can get it there on time, we'll make some good money.
Shipping Wars. New episodes Tuesdays at 10. Only on A&E.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
The Walmart Distribution Center in Brundage is now hiring. We've extended our $2,000 signing bonus until the end of January 2022. And you can go back to school with our Live Better You program. Apply online today.
At Cost Plus 10%, we offer your favorite brands at the best price. At Piggly Wiggly, we keep it simple. We price our products at cost, then add 10% at checkout. We carry all your favorite name brand foods, and we accept manufacturer coupons. Find us on Facebook and see our weekly specials.
Right here, right now. It's the Premier Super Truck Sale. 1,500, 2,500, 3,500, and even a 4,500. Ram, Ford, Chevy, GMC. Over 55 trucks. Super Truck Sale price. Save up to $10,000 on select models. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody. And, of course, we're talking about Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass right here in Troy, where they'll will not accept anything but a bid on a car or truck. So, remember, nobody beats a Premier bid. Nobody. Of course, also Max Credit Union. We appreciate them very much being a part of our show. And also Oakview Manor Health Care Center in Ozark. Of course, the best pizza in town, no question about it. Little Caesar, located on South Brundage Street, where they've got a pizza hot and ready for you to pick up most any time of the day. And, of course, we appreciate them very much. Of course, also...
Yeah, we got 2 things happened over the weekend that I didn't even watch. The Pro Bowl happened. I never watched the Pro Bowl. I know Mac Jones played quarterback in it. And then the Senior Bowl happened down in Mobile. I didn't watch any of that as well. Did you watch any of that?
No, I didn't. And I was busy moving around, I reckon.
Well, you had my daughters.
Yeah, and really enjoyed them. They were so cute, and it's always good to be around your grandchildren. And we had them this weekend at the beach and really enjoyed it.
Here it says Auburn president's trying to move quickly in assessing the future of Brian Harsin. So Brian Harsin's future's up in the air at Auburn.
Do you think the Board of Trustees is going to meet on this thing, or how far do you think it'll go?
Yeah, it's the Board of Trustees addressed speculation surrounding Auburn's football program. Auburn's Board of Trustees meeting Friday morning in Montgomery.
Yeah.
Regarding the status of the head coach Brian Harsin, just wrapped up his first season leading the program, has come under fire during what has been a tumultuous offseason on the Plains. Harsin signed a 6-year deal worth an average of $5.25 million annually when he was tabbed as the head coach December 22nd, 2020, but questions have risen as to whether the 45-year-old will see year 2 of the program.
Well, let me ask you this: if they go by way of the shot, the COVID shot, they might not even have to pay him a dime.
I think the state ended up backing off on that policy, though, from what I was reading about.
Okay, all right. Well,
Harsin on a national interview with ESPN said any attack on my character is a expletive. So.
Well, you know,
he said he cuts word we can't say here on the show.
Yeah, I know it. But
starts with bull.
Yeah. What now?
The expletive starts with bull.
Okay, yeah. But and of course, you know, I always thought his you know, he has a coach not only had a great reputation, but you know, he was very close to the fans and the players and the coaches. But you know, you never can tell. And of course, we're waiting to see.
This is for the president. There's been a lot of rumors and speculation about our football program. Towards the end of the board meeting on AUM's campus, I just want you to know we're involved in trying to separate fact from fiction. We'll keep you posted and make the appropriate decision at the right time.
But for them to even have any question about his integrity, and I'm sure that's what he brings to the table. You know, is his great demeanor and with the players and the coaches, and
this is some of the stuff he's got going on. One of the top recruits, they lost out on Lee Hunter, a 4-star prospect out of Mobile. Wrote about Harsin on Instagram saying Hunter playing Harsin treated players like dogs. That while he was had a winner's mindset, he has a terrible mindset as a person.
Boy.
Former great Auburn safety spoke Monday, backed up Hunter's claims in a post of his own, saying Harsin, talking about Brian Harsin, coach at Auburn. Truly, this is from Smoke Running. Truly don't understand kids that come from nothing, kids that come from the hood. Other players like former captain Chandler Wooten and his defender Derek Hall both took to Twitter to defend Harsin. So some players are dogging him, some players are defending him.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna learn a lot about this.
All I know is Auburn fired Malzahn, a guy that beat Nick Saban 3 times. He, you know, was at Central Florida this year, lost his quarterback. I think after the 3rd or 4th game, still went 9-4, beat Florida by I think 14, 15 points in the bowl game. You know, you had a guy that knew how to beat Alabama. You know, you bought him out, and then you bring this guy in from Boise. You know, and you're possibly going to fire him after 1 year. I mean, I just don't know if the president and athletic director would even surprise that.
You know, and let me say something to the Board of Trustees at Auburn is, you should have seen a lot of this coming. You know, this guy's personality does not mix with the personality of big Southern football. You know, are we looking at a guy that walks with the same stride that people in the South walk? You know, the great football tradition and all that goes hand in hand.
I don't know. I mean, the guy, you know, was offensive coordinator in Texas. I mean, you can't tell me he doesn't like recruit players. You know, you're in Texas, the offensive coordinator. I mean, you're a coach at Arkansas State. You know, that was a really good football school. I mean, he had an unbelievable record at Boise State, where the majority of their players are not from Idaho, to say the least. They're all over the junior colleges of California and Oregon and Washington State and Kansas. And I mean, I don't know what's going on up there.
You know,
somebody's out to get him from the inside.
I would think that he would have impeccable credentials as far as a person.
The only thing that scared me if I was an Auburn fan is all these coaches also leave. So when you see coaches jumping ship, you know, they hired out the quarterback coach from the CLC, that Austin Davis guy who played at Southern Miss. That guy, you know, there for a month and then decided to leave. And Derek Mason just abruptly leaves because he knew he had the Oklahoma State defense coordinator job, so he leaves. You know, basically all the coaches now are basically Zach Efforts from Troy, Parnell Williams, who's a former great running back, still on staff. You know, he'd already fired Cornelius Williams, the former Troy coach, replaced him, but all the rest of the guys are Boise guys.
And gave him
all the rest of his coaches are guys I feel like he feels like he can trust and that he has previous relationships with.
Oh boy, this is hard for I know a lot of Auburn people to handle. You know, this guy had impeccable. You know, and
you know what that comes down to more than anything. If they beat Alabama, none of this team would be.
Oh boy, but hey, sure wasn't his job. I don't think it was his fault that he lost to Auburn. I mean, to Alabama, he beat them, except for the last score. You know.
Well, I mean, you know, it's one of those things where you know, Alabama found a way to win. You know, Auburn kind of gave it away by Hank Oakley running out of bounds and giving Alabama extra time.
You know, evidently I'm hearing different stories about, you know, Harsin. You know, I would have thought his demeanor with the players would be impeccable. You know, no question about it. That he would have had great, demeanor. You know, with the players. I would have thought.
You know, I want to mention, we never talked about UAB much in basketball, but Andy Kingsley's done a great job his second year. Of course, he was a former player for Gene Bartow there, but they've got a guard who they say could be a first-round pick named Jordan J. Walker. All he did against Middle Tennessee State, which has always been a pretty good basketball partner, scored 42 points against Middle Tennessee State, which is a record, single-game record for a UAB player. They've had a great basketball tradition.
Yeah.
Andy Kingsley got UAB at 18-5.
And he's a big, tall, bald-headed guy that coached for coached at Ole Miss for a long time, didn't he, Mike?
But a lot of people think UAB overall records, even if they didn't win the tournament in Sun Belt, they would go to the NCAA tournament. That's how good their schedule is too.
I want to say they're 18-5, Mike. They're recognized 18-5. Whoa.
But if you look right now, basketball in the state of Alabama right now is just through the roof. Alabama will make the tournament because of all their top 15 victories. You know, Alabama's got three wins, I think, against the top 5 maybe. But then you got UAB, that's 18-5, Troy 16-7. I think South Alabama's 16-7. Auburn, of course, is the #1 team in the country. That's the biggest school so far. But I mean, you can have 4 teams all state make the NCAA tournament.
Oh yeah. Now, the one thing about the Sun Belt is they don't take but how many people, how many teams can they select out of their tournament?
There's only one bid league. So whoever wins the conference tournament will go to the NCAA.
All right, but still, it's going to come down to that. Whoever wins the conference tournament, and the rest of them won't go.
One thing about Troy, though, which I always feel like is a big deal, even though people don't talk about it, because all the games are on ESPN, but Troy was to win the league outright, and they'd have an automatic NIT bid.
I know that'd be a lot of fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing to be upset about going to NIT, in my opinion.
And I tell you what, whoever doesn't want to go to Pensacola, I want to take your seat on the bus, because that's going to be a fun tournament.
If you go to Pensacola and get a ride, I can probably go down there and meet you and drive you back to the condo in PCB.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll have a lot of fun. Yeah, right.
Pensacola's, my wife and I, we've been trying to explore Florida since we moved down here. We went to Pensacola over the weekend. It's kind of like a sleepy old fishing village, but the restaurants and things to do are very limited. I always forget I live in Paradise. I live in Graydon. I've got way way more things to do and way more better restaurants here than Apalachicola. But Pensacola, the downtown area, I mean, compliments to the mayor and whoever was involved in revitalizing that area. But, man, it's a lot of fun in Pensacola. It's like a mini New Orleans.
Oh, yeah. You know, one thing about being in Apalachicola, you know, they don't have any oysters anymore.
Yeah.
See, that's why they're known for nationwide is their oysters. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. We went to some restaurants and they didn't have near the fish. I was shocked, but you can get down here fresh fish and stuff too.
I mean, they're having to go to New Orleans and places like that. I mean, or excuse me, Louisiana and places like that, or Texas, to get their oysters. You know.
I was surprised though how many retail shops they had. So many businesses like antique, arts, outdoor stores, fishing stores, little markets, little antique stores. I mean, they had tons of businesses in downtown Apalachicola.
Yeah.
So it was a place you could go and definitely do some shopping.
Sure. Yeah. And you had a good time. Yeah.
I went to Mexico Beach. I went over there twice this week and to see Mexico Beach. I mean, a lot of that stuff they built is post the hurricane, but there is so much property down there. I imagine people from Atlanta and these big cities are going down there just gobbling up all the property.
What is the famous part, the beach down there that everybody seems to go to, and at the same time, a lot of people are investing in that area. Where
Mexico Beach. It's Mexico Beach.
I know it, but not Mexico Beach, but also in
St. George Island.
Yeah, St. George Island. That's what I think about. But that is where you got the bay. You got the bay on one side and the Gulf on the other side. You know, salt water and the fresh water. Yeah, and that makes it real unique for fishermen and everything in that area.
Yeah, we really liked Fort St. Joe. We went to Fort St. Joe's downtown. They got a really nice downtown. It's been remodeled, a lot of restaurants and shops and.
You know why everything is.
Beautiful homes in Fort St. Joe. I was pretty impressed with it.
Well, you know, the water and everything is beautiful, but they really got the brunt of the hurricane, and it's taken them this long to get rebuilt. But
who got the brunt of the hurricane by far? Panama City and Kendall Air Force Base and Mexico Beach.
That's what I'm saying. Mexico Beach. That's what I was referring to.
Fort St. Joe and Apalachicola didn't give us much damage.
Yeah. But
man, I tell you what, Mexico Beach and Kendall Air Force Base out there, they're still lovely out there.
But and they're building back though, and it's a beautiful, beautiful part of the Gulf of Mexico, and there are some areas there that's about as pretty as you'll find anywhere.
Yeah, I saw Troy had a graduate assistant that a lot of people remember that come on staff, Coach Summerall, Hunter Reese, who was an all-conference linebacker for Troy, has decided to come and be a graduate assistant coach on the Coach Summerall staff. So
great. Yes, sir.
Good to have Hunter back in the program. He was a former walk-on that became a great player for Troy. I think he was out of Wisconsin.
Yeah, that's right. That's exactly right. And, of course, we're excited about basketball in this part of the country.
Did you get to hear, I guess you never got to hear the rest of Troy's recruits.
No, I didn't. I would like to hear them.
Okay, we can go over
And this comes out of the recruit. Are you going to talk about the recruits, or are we going to talk about the what is it? Okay. Transfer portal. You're going to include the portal then. All right. Go ahead.
Yeah, we thought about this right from the show. Great story here. Of course, you'll be happy to hear this. Troy signed another hospital player, and he has a familiar name. He started cornerback at Auburn Hospital, Nasir Poe. So Nasir Poe, Al Poe's son.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
And he was a starter in the last, I guess, 3 years at Auburn Hospital. Of course, Auburn played for the state championship, had a heartbreaking loss against Thompson the year before. Went to the playoffs this year, but Poe's son is a cornerback at 6'2", 170. That is a tall cornerback.
Yeah, now you're saying cornerback instead of quarterback.
Cornerback, yeah.
Okay, good. Well, if his daddy's a coach, he's going to start right away.
Yeah,
being facetious.
That's a really good pickup. Auburn Hospital's great.
That is great. Yes, sir.
I'm sure Coach Alpo is excited to have his son play.
Wonderful coach, too.
Alpo is a all-conference defensive back at Alabama State. So here's your total Troy signing class for 2022. Keep in mind, some of these are transfers.
Okay.
Transfer portal. Interesting that Troy went down to get their transfers instead of up. They didn't go to the Power 5 to get any transfers. They actually went down to 1AA to get most of theirs, and to the junior college route. The player they got out of Pike Road, we mentioned this guy before already, Jeremiah Frazier, offensive lineman, 6'3", 205, with all-conference player at Tennessee State. So they got him to transfer to Troy. So that's a 1AA program. Then they got a guy named Tyler Gibson, offensive line, 6'5", 285, who's out of the original signing class from December, played at Mumford, Alabama. But he's part of this class. Luke Hodge, linebacker, fullback, 6'1", 225 out of Aniana, Alabama, was a part of the December signing class.
Good program, too.
Matthew Johnson, offensive line, 6'4", 285 out of Mulberry, Alabama. He was part of the December signing class. This guy's a transfer. And you got to think this guy can help immediately at wide receiver. Big physical wide receiver. Ray J. Johnson, 6'4", 215, out of St. Louis, Missouri.
Oh, boy.
UAB transfer.
All right.
He had 400 yards receiving.
All right, you had what? We lost you, Mike.
Local product, Tucker Kilcrease.
We lost you for a few seconds there, Mike. We might have missed out.
I have no cell service there at the beach.
Okay, all right.
6'1", 190. Tucker Kilcrease out of Brantley. This guy's a new
quarterback.
Daniel King, offensive lineman. They went to Georgia Military and got this guy, so he's got 3 years left to play. Huge guy, though, 6'5", 295. Originally from Cairo, Georgia.
All right, that's good.
Guys from Georgia military over the years.
And this guy is he a pure freshman or is he a?
He's a transfer sophomore.
Now, where did he transfer from?
Georgia military.
Oh, okay, that's right. That's a good program. You're right. Exactly. That's I'll take them every day from there.
And then this guy was a linebacker, high school player out of Brennan High School, 6'3", 200. Blake Matthews. He was a part of the December class. Then the Sheer Poe at Auburn High School, already mentioned him, is a new signee. And then another interesting name here, they got a tight end out of Vestavia Hills High School, the Rebels, who's played at Stanford, started at Stanford the past 2 years, all-conference tight end.
Oh, boy.
Named Michael Bice. Has transferred from Stanford to Troy, so that should help Troy at the tight end spot.
And you know what? The reason, they say, why would he do that? Well, his chances are better in the portal as a Division 1A prospect. Wouldn't you agree with me?
Well, I mean, it's definitely one of those things where, if you want to play at the highest level, he was a part of that Stanford team that put 50 points on Florida this past year.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Okay.
I'm sure Chris Hatcher wasn't a real big.
Yeah, Hatcher is still the coach at Stanford.
Yeah, this guy had 44 catches last year at Stanford, though, as a tight end.
Oh, boy. That's pretty good. No question about it. All right.
So that's just a wrap-up of the Troy transfers and signees. But I would imagine Troy is going to leave a few scholarships open to see what else maybe they can get on down the road.
Well, I tell you what, I know that offensive linemen are a priority, I would think, with their recruiting class. Wouldn't you think?
Yeah, it also tells me, though, more than anything, that Coach Summer on his staff are going to try to win with the guys they got.
Hey, listen.
They're bringing too many guys.
Hey, they're going to dance with the guy who brung them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, like, Troy's basically going to try to win with Coach Lindsey's former players and
yeah. Michael, quick. See how many offensive linemen you had in that list.
I'll go back and look.
Go back over those offensive linemen in a minute. because they need an offensive lineman that can play right now, you know. And I think they got a few.
Looks like they're bringing in 3 offensive linemen.
Okay. And they didn't need any D linemen. Pretty much they've got.
Actually, yeah, they're bringing in 4 offensive linemen.
All right, great. 4 offensive linemen, and most all of them over 290, 295 at least, were they?
Yeah, they're all over 285.
Okay. And we got the big receiver who I think everybody would like, the kid out of St. Louis, Missouri, Mike, who actually previously signed with UAB. And what did you say happened to him?
Well, man, he had 400 yards receiving at UAB this time.
Boy, so he's ready to play, isn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, it's got to be the relationship with the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, that's right. Well, and then at the same time,
who Troy bought from UAB is now Troy's offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
It's possible to get more UAB guys, to be honest.
Yeah, and yeah, exactly. And so, how many receivers were involved in that draft, Mike? The one guy from St. Louis.
Oh, that's it on that receiver.
Okay, and you know, he feels like he's got a lot of receivers there already on base or in.
I mean, that's only part of the signing class, and you got to keep in mind this is December and
oh
February,
yeah,
so that's
yeah.
only 6, 9, 10 guys before you bring it in.
Is there a limit on what time or what period during the season can they will they shut the portal off? Will the portal can it be shut off at one time?
I think it's a date sometime in August.
Okay.
But for you to play that year.
Yeah, that's right. And of course, most of these fans know what the portal means compared with the signee. Mike, tell them the difference.
Well, I mean, the portal, just you have one time as a college athlete to transfer anywhere you want and play immediately. Basically, any kid that has not been in the transfer portal and wants to play, they could transfer that year. For
that year, exactly. And anybody else, if they wanted it a different way, they'd have to sit out a year, wouldn't they?
Well, I mean, basically, it would come down to if you'd already been in the portal and transferred somewhere else, yeah, you'd have to sit out a year.
Okay. Okay. All right. And then.
I mean, you couldn't. I don't think the rule is where you transfer and then you play immediately, but then you try to transfer out again. I think we'd have to sit out that year.
Yeah, that's right. Well.
The thing is, though, with Troy, though, will be interesting to see is, quarterback. You know, I mean, is he going to be happy with who he's got, and is he going to try to win with these guys, or is he going to try to bring in a quarterback? That would be the biggest thing I would be interested in.
Well, Kilcrease is going to be a good one, and I don't know how he ranks among the guys already there. I saw Trull. What's the kid's name from?
Kyle Trull.
Trull, and he is considered probably the number 2 quarterback behind Gunner, and then Trull is a good-looking quarterback, Mike, that is yet to really play much at all, and he played on 2 state championships in Georgia.
Yeah, I mean, Troy's 5 and 7 this year, 5 and 6 the year before, and then 5 and 7 the year before that. So I mean, no quarterback on the roster has a winning record.
Yeah, that's right. But Toole is a young freshman. I think he's still considered a freshman with a lot of credentials, and he'll be looked at. And then there's another kid from Valdosta. Bainbridge, Georgia, yeah, quarterback.
Quay Hawkins is his name.
Now, did he come right out of high school, or was he transferred?
He was on the roster last year, but he played.
We're talking football. We're talking.
I don't know what Troy was trying to do. I do know Tyler Johnson, who was a 3-year starter at UAB, is still out there.
Yeah.
I figured he would end up going to South Alabama because of playing the Spanish sport.
Yeah, I know it.
That's a name that maybe possibly look at with Craddock's relationship to UAB, but I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen.
They should know him pretty well, shouldn't they? And but
one of those things though, where Troy's got to get their guy and go ahead and rally around him. This time last year we had a
right.
Year. And then Missouri, Powell and Watson went head-to-head throughout the spring and summer, which I think Lindsey kind of screwed up, not naming a starter sooner.
Yeah.
Team camaraderie really didn't name the starter until the week of the first game against Southern.
That's right. That's right. And most of the players were used to Gunnar. Gunnar Watson had been there the previous year, and
well, if you saw the two guys on the field last year,
Gunnar was.
I felt like it was pretty obvious that Gunnar was a better quarterback.
That's right.
I guess he felt like Powell had more of the ability to run the ball better and be a threat. And that Powell guy, I guess, blew out his knee.
Yeah, that's right. That's a lot of that happened.
It was the same after the first game as far as mobility.
Yeah. But he's going. Where's he going to play now? Where's Powell going?
He's going to Eastern Michigan out of the back.
Eastern Michigan. And we wish him the best of luck. He's a fine kid, just a great kid. You know, all these kids are great kids. They're all good people. And this Toole now, you watch this guy now. He's a freshman, football wise.
He'd be a sophomore.
Oh, really? He'd be a sophomore. Well, he's got 3 more years, and he's quite a player himself. So those two will battle it out in the spring, along with the kid from Brantley, Gilcrease. Gilcrease. I don't believe Gilcrease is going to be here this spring, Mike. He's already going to commit to play baseball. Yeah, Brantley and some other things too. So we'll catch Gilcrease when he next fall, when the fall season starts.
Trust me, I think Tucker Gilcrease will be a good quarterback in Florida. Towards that major fall, if Gilcrease comes in and wins the job at Auburn.
Well, he's a pretty good quarterback, no question about it.
I'm just saying that's not a very good sign.
Yeah. He'll have a hard time beating Gunnar Watson out. I mean, Gunnar's 6'4", and it's proven itself. He's thrown for over 3,000 yards. Isn't that right?
I know, and I'm just saying that. He shouldn't be able to come in and beat out a guy.
No, he shouldn't. But if he's that good, hey, amen. If he's that good.
But we'll see.
Yeah.
With the portal, this is definitely, things will change, throughout the year. Troy will definitely have a few more guys, I would imagine.
I'm sure they would. And, after the spring, they'll know a lot more about their team, with the new.
Aren't you kind of shocked, though, that there's no Power 5 guys that they went after? I'm kind of surprised by that. I mean, some are all have been in the SEC at Kentucky and at Ole Miss. I felt like maybe there were just some, big time guys transferring down that hadn't happened so far.
Everybody says that the portal is just full of athletes. I mean, somebody even said maybe as much as 1,000. That'd be hard to say though, that little, but 1,000 players that are eligible for the portal. What do you think? Do you think that they'll? See, most of these kids will not get to go anywhere, unless they stay right where they are.
Well, they can always go back. Yeah, that is.
They can always go back. That's one thing about the portal. Yeah.
I'll say this: if a guy gets in the portal, I don't want it.
Yeah.
In my opinion, if I was a coach.
What is your reason for that?
Well, I'm just saying. If that guy wants to leave my program, why would I want to keep
him? I know it. You're right. You're exactly right. You're exactly right. And a lot of the times that they.
I understand these 4-star guys, all these guys that were big time hospital players that play in the SEC. I can understand that they know they got to have film to get to the next level. If these guys want any shots, they've got to play.
Yeah.
I can understand it in those situations. A lot of these kids are doing it, but as a coach, it doesn't make me want to keep them.
You reckon how much money that they're offered Southern Cal, and he went ahead and went with them too this weekend as the quarterback that was at Oklahoma, who everybody says and now he's going to be at Southern Cal. You reckon how much money they had to give him, Mike, up front?
Well, I would imagine out in Los Angeles, USC's got some pretty big time boosters that own major businesses and corporations.
But But if it wasn't so, but I guarantee you, it wasn't just the coach or the reason he's going there. He's getting some cash too, wouldn't you think?
Oh yeah, there's no doubt.
Yeah.
But now I'm kind of excited, to be honest with you. I kind of like it when USC's good.
Yeah.
I hope they get a lot.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, I don't even, you know, I used to stay up late and watch Pac-12 games because they were, good players and stuff like that.
And you like the color of UCLA's uniforms. You know, you like their uniforms.
They're not even worth staying up watching anymore.
Yeah, that's right. But now though, it's
who was it? Somebody can't remember.
Well,
San Diego State, I think, this year beat 4 teams out of the Pac-12.
Yeah, oh yeah, they were pretty good. You know, that coach was a coach that was been.
He was a coach that was at Michigan. Named Brady.
That's right, out of Michigan. You're right. But another thing too is is Bo. Hey, I'll stay up to watch Bo play. You know, he's going to be playing for Oregon. Surely he'll start at Oregon, don't you think?
Oh man, you got to think, yeah.
You know what? Don't tell me any different, Mike. There's still Auburn fans that are mad about that situation. That Bo was not a bad quarterback, Mike, at all. Why did he jump?
Well, you got to think there's some kind of bad blood between him and Harsin and offense coordinator. Bobo got fired, but then whoever they brought in, I guess he wasn't going to be happy with. But
See, that's another one.
a lot of it's terminology.
Yes.
And then his dad. You got to think his dad being a coach. His dad's opinionated on who's coaching his son and how he does things.
And I would think his dad would have been a big Malzahn fan, wouldn't you think?
I would think so, yeah. But Nick also broke his ankle.
Yeah. But
all right, here we go. We got a Super Bowl on Sunday. The Rams against the Bengals. The Rams are a 4.5-point favorite in Vegas right now. Over/under is very low at 48.5. Game will be at 5:30 on NBC. Super Bowl week. It's Monday, the 7th. Congratulations to my wife. We're celebrating 7 years of marriage. She totally outkicked her covers when she met me. Let's see. On Monday, we're about 6 days away from the game. Who's going to win Super Bowl?
And you say you're saying to me Cincinnati gets 4.5 points?
Yeah, Rams are favored by 4.
Oh boy, I tell you, that's going to be a high scoring game. You know, the defense would lean toward.
They're not playing a high scoring game though. 48.5.
I know it, but you would think it would be. But of course, getting 4.5 points in Cincinnati, that might be the deal to go right there.
Yeah, that is a lot of points for the Rams. That's a lot of trust in Matthew Stafford.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the Bengals are just one of those type weird teams that just find a way to win.
You know what? I'm gonna tell you what.
When they got down 21-7 to the Chiefs, I told my wife, I was like, this is gonna be a blowout, and this game's over.
Yeah.
And then the Chiefs don't score until no time left. It's still going to go in overtime.
Yeah.
They scored 3 points in the second half against the Bengals.
Look at all the playoff games. All of them were separated by just 3 points, pretty much. And you're getting 4.5, so you got a chance by just on winning, or the other team winning by a field goal.
Yeah, well, you also got a late touchdown to win like 21-17, and you still win if you got the Bengals.
Well, the big news is Auburn. What is going to happen at Auburn? This is silly to even have to worry about that.
Let's take a Milo's.
And we'll take a Milo's tea break right after this.
Right here, right now. It's the Premier Super Truck Sale. 1,500, 2,500, 3,500, and even a 4,500. Ram, Ford, Chevy, GMC. Over 55 trucks. Super Truck Sale price. Save up to $10,000 on select models. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Shipping Wars is back and bigger than ever.
More work, more money.
These shippers have a long road ahead. Who will come out on top?
If we can get it there on time, we'll make some good money.
Shipping Wars. New episodes Tuesdays at 10. Only on A&E.
In the market for a new or pre-owned vehicle? We've got what you're looking for.
So come see us at Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC in Troy, and you too can experience the Jackson satisfaction.
Bill Jackson Chevrolet Buick GMC.
The Walmart Distribution Center in Brundage is now hiring. We've extended our $2,000 signing bonus until the end of January 2022. And you can go back to school with our Live Better You program. Apply online today.
At Cost Plus 10%, we offer your favorite brands at the best price. At Piggly Wiggly, we keep it simple. We price our products at cost, then add 10% at checkout. We carry all your favorite name brand foods, and we accept manufacturer coupons. Find us on Facebook and see our weekly specials.
Right here, right now, it's the Premier Super Truck Sale. 1,500, 2,500, 3,500, and even a 4,500. Ram, Ford, Chevy, GMC. Over 55 trucks. Super Truck Sale price. Save up to $10,000 on select models. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Back to our show, ladies and gentlemen, brought to you by Troy Bank and Trust Company. Remember, Troy Bank and Trust Company is the only bank you'll ever need, and by Lawrence Hardware. If you want to go back and relive the way it was years and years ago, Lawrence Hardware can take care of your needs today, yesterday, and tomorrow. It was just a beautiful selection of hardware, different types of hardware to select from. Of course, we appreciate all of our people and our friends at Wells Fargo Advisors today, and Colin McCrary and his staff do a wonderful job of keeping you up with what's going on in the brokerage industry. Of course, we want to mention Express Oil Change, located on the bypass in Troy, where there's a wonderful car wash just a few minutes away after you pull in there, and then of course they also do a lot of garage work, and we appreciate what they do.
Yeah, tell the anonymous to open one down on 38, off 98 down here in between Brayton to Rosemary Beach. We have no oil change place down here. It'll be a gold mine for somebody.
I bet it would. I'll tell him about it next time I see him.
I don't know how much franchise costs, but man, somebody can build one.
Want to mention Bill Jackson Chevrolet Ford, located in Troy, Alabama, right across the street from each other, and a great selection of new and used cars and trucks from Bill Jackson Chevrolet Ford. Of course, I want to mention my good friends at P. Asphalt Furniture, located on Bullweevil Drive in Enterprise, Alabama, and great people.
I saw Andy in some pictures. He was in Troy for their annual deer camp at the Sheriff Hunting Grounds.
Yeah,
Ansley, and Andy, loyal friend, good friend of mine for years and years, and of course that's Joe Rath's son and Peggy's son, and Andy's a great guy. Got a great store, unique items from all over the world, teakwood, driftwood, but not just wood products. I mean, they have bedding and lights and chairs, tables, kitchen supplies. They have everything you could possibly look for and ever want to see at PS Fall Furniture.
No question about it. You always say if you don't want to buy something, don't go in there, because you're going to see something you want to buy. You're going to see a lot of things you're going to want to buy at reasonable prices.
I'm looking out on my porch right now, and I'm looking at a hand-carved driftwood crab that I bought from Amy's place a long time ago, and it stood the test of time, to say the least. My girls love it.
Of course, we want to mention Alabama Real Estate Connection, Carol Amos at 672-0100 for your real estate needs. Of course, we're excited about the weekend.
Big weekend, to say the least. Not every day you honor the 258 team, so you'll have guys coming back into Troy that played over 30 years ago.
And did something that will probably never be done. I'm talking about, I'll go out and say will probably never be matched by anybody anywhere. Where Troy State, I know, but where Troy State University scored 258 points, and the other team, DeVry Institute out of Atlanta, scored 147 points. The 258 is probably going to be a record that will never be broken. I don't believe there's any possible way you can break it.
The only way it could happen is if it was several overtimes. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't think in regulation by anywhere close.
And they've made, listen to this, all you non-believers out there, they hit on, I want to say 51 three-pointers. They hit 51 three-pointers. That right there took care of 150 points right there. And then, of course, they went to the foul line and they scored from all over. And, Coach...
it'd be great if somebody would get up one of these billboard companies you see up and down 231 and have a big billboard honoring that 258 thing.
And see, and to me, it was not properly exposed.
Well,
people.
You had a horrible situation with COVID. COVID got rampant again, and Troy's marketing team and athletic department had been talking it up for weeks and or maybe a month in advance, and unfortunately, it got canceled when it was supposed to happen. And they had to pick a weekend, and this one they had to do it. But just COVID affected. Yeah. I'm sure it affected the travel.
Oh well, we do have yeah.
It might not be near the amount of former players and coaches because of it being canceled the first time.
All right, we're going to have on our show this week Don Maestri, the head basketball coach at Troy, who coached this team that scored 258 points. And
I need to ask Coach Maestri. I saw him at they were showing him before an Alabama basketball game this year with a former team he coached at Alabama that had a reunion. I have to ask him what team that was.
Well, it's going to be a lot of fun, and we'll try to also...
Don't forget that Maestri was on the SEC championship team at Alabama under Wimp.
Yes, sir. Yeah, he was an outstanding coach when we got him, and nobody... I tell you what, we got him, and we held on to him for 30 years, Mike.
Yeah, I think the only time he almost left is he almost went back home to his alma mater, Southern Miss.
Yeah.
I think he almost left for Southern.
That's right. Yeah.
That was the only time I think Troy came really close to losing him.
And not only was he a great coach, he was a great person. I mean, everybody loved Don Maestri. I tell you who loved him more than anybody was the Catholic Church, Michael. He was as devout a Catholic as you'll ever find. If they were on the road, he would find that church, and he would go to that church sometimes as many as 2 and 3 times, or maybe even longer than that, 4 times. He'd go to that church and prior to the game. Can you believe that? He did it.
Oh, yeah, I definitely can. They say my buddy, my best friend, one of my best friends, my whole life lives in Tuscaloosa, and they say Saban never misses mass. It doesn't matter when they get back.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I'm glad to hear it, though.
Yeah, he's a devout Catholic.
And so is Don Maestri. I bet you they know each other through the church.
Coaches definitely, especially the Catholic coaches, have strong faith. Yeah. And, are very involved in their churches.
Yeah, Coach Saban, if you want to meet a great member of your church, I promise you Don Maestri is it, because he is a great man.
I know Coach Maestri lives in Tuscaloosa. I don't know if they all go to the same church. So, there's probably 2 or 3 Catholic churches in Tuscaloosa. Tuscaloosa's a pretty big place.
Yeah, probably so. But of course, we appreciate Don Maestri.
When did the Catholic Church come to Troy? When did that? Was that like in the 60s?
Oh, I don't know. They've had one here for a pretty long time too. I don't know.
Was the Arboretum? Not the Arboretum. What is the place there downtown that they fixed up? That they had the wedding events?
Oh yeah, they were the former. That was the first Catholic church that I can remember in Troy. Yeah, you're right.
Emporium, is that what that was?
Yeah, that's right. They call it Emporium now, but it was used to be the first, the Catholic Church. Saint. I don't know exactly who.
Also need to realize baseball's coming up.
Yeah. Baseball.
A lot of stuff coming up. Before you know it, everybody's going to be playing.
Yeah. Well, let me say this: there is going to be it might have been this weekend. The softball team and the baseball team had a deal this weekend where you could meet the players and and the coaches. Yeah, that's right. And they'll be about ready to get started soon. It's going to be a great schedule. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch. I know this, that Troy opens the season against Holy Cross. And it's the same Holy Cross that Bob Cousy played for years and years ago in basketball. But Holy Cross is going to be in here for 4 games to start the season for the Troy baseball program. Excuse me.
Well, sad news here out of TroyFavorites.com. So this is an official release talking about softball. Looks like Troy head coach Beth Mullins to take medical leave of absence. She announced Sunday that she'll be taking a leave of absence from the coaching of the Trojans softball team as she deals with health issues. So our full support goes off to Coach Mullins.
Oh, it sure does.
Get back. So Troy will have an interim coach coaching the softball team. Our assistant coaches are Taylor Smart, Coach Smart's daughter, and Holly Ward will serve as co-interim head coaches during Mullins' absence.
Yeah.
Smart, who's in her 7th year as a full-time assistant, will focus on Troy's offense and defense, while Ward, who's entering her 3rd year, will manage Troy's pitching staff. So, breaking news there by.
Oh, that really is. That shocks me. Yes, sir.
Coach who is battling some health issues, and we support her get back healthy. And
I tell you what, she's built a great reputation for.
Went to the NCAA tournament last year, and for the first time in 25 years, and they have Deanna Johnson.
That's right.
The pitcher is the preseason Sun Belt Player of the Year coming back.
Brantley's darling, and of course she is an outstanding softball pitcher, Mike.
Yeah, so interesting there to say the least, but hopefully everything will turn out all right. Troy will actually be playing very soon in softball. Let me pull up their schedule. I think they play maybe later this weekend.
Now Johnson, Mike, is the great pitcher coming back from Brantley. Is that right?
That's right.
And,
yeah, she's been Troy's ace ever since she was a freshman.
Yeah, she's a good one.
Mike.
What'd you say? We were having a little bit of difficulty reaching Mike, and of course, we're just a few minutes away from our show. Of course, brought to you by Premier Dodge, Chrysler, Jeep, and Ram trucks on the bypass. And of course, coming up right after this show is the and well, I was thinking that we were fixing to get back on with Mike, but we're going to miss out on that. But Wiley Sanders Truck Lines has the show coming up. He would come back to Mike Amos from Great Beach.
Got cut off.
Yeah, I would.
I feel like I can't hear any better on this one.
Well, I'll just say this.
Anyway, Troy plays Friday against the College of Charleston at the Troy Softball Complex on Elm Street.
Good program there.
You'll see them play College of Charleston and Southern Illinois. So I guess you need to wrap it up, Dave. We only got a minute, but you told me.
That's right. And of course, Wiley Sanders Truck Lines coming up next with Jeffrey Bennett, our good friend. And of course, we're brought to you by our great friends at Wiley Sanders Truck Lines in Troy, Alabama. We hope you've enjoyed our show. Appreciate it. Bill Rice maybe will show up tomorrow. We don't know. But we do, we'll expect him to be here tomorrow. Have a great day and stay warm.
Right here, right now. It's the Premier Super Truck Sale. 1,500, 2,500, 3,500, and even a 4,500. Ram, Ford, Chevy, GMC. Over 55 trucks. Super Truck Sale price. Save up to $10,000 on select models. Nobody beats a Premier deal. Nobody.
Shipping Wars is back and bigger than ever.
More work, more money.
These shippers have